Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Halt.
Jacques.
Halt.
What's up, folks? Hey, Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Our Titan fans out there, what is good? What is popping, man? Hey, our first live show, live chop up for the year, Jacques. We here, bro.
Yes, sir. We are. 2024. Get your goals ready. Put your goals down. I hope everybody had a safe one. And like you said, we in the new year, and hopefully new things come out of the end of this new year. But I don't know. We're gonna see.
That's right, man. That's right. So yeah, we want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the chat and also reviewing, seeing the show as well. On YouTube, you'll see two shows from us today. This is our live chop up. You'll see our Bleacher Report show as well too, man. So hey, we putting content out there already for the year, getting the year started and everything. I'm sure many of you are probably just waking up from drinking out last night, getting your mind ready and everything for the year. But we're going to do this different today, Jacques, man. And shout out to Jacques, man. Hey, we had a brainstorming session, man. Hey, we're going all live today with you all, man. Hey, we're going to allow this live chop up to be the show that you want it to be. We want to give you all an opportunity to ask us the questions. We normally do our live chop up at the end after we break down the game. You all can check that out on our previous show that we did on YouTube, which is showing about an hour. That's where we discussed the game. Today, it's about 2024. It's about the Titans. It's about how you all are feeling out there, man. And we want to address those questions, man. So we're telling y'all off rip. I gotta do my intro on this one, Jacques. You know how we do, dude. All right, so Jacques, as we always do, man, on the live chop up, bro. Hey, we're gonna give you all an opportunity to sit at the dinner table, man. Hey, I did a seafood broil yesterday here with my family, man. So today we're gonna chop up the onions, the ingredients, the seasoning, everything, man. We're gonna chop it up, put it in a bowl, and have you all give us an opportunity to answer questions, man. So let's get to it, man.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. Captain Trips, he was one of the first people in the building. Tighten up, baby.
Captain Trips, what up?
Shaw, what up? He said, can we hold Mike Vrabel accountable on why this team playing like trash? We'll talk about it. Tighten up. Happy New Year, team leader. Happy New Year, Jake 24 Titan.
Happy
Bryce
New Year.
in the building. Is Vrabel the right man for the job? So I guess Bryce gonna go ahead and kick us off with the first question. So, is Vrabel the right man for the job, man? He's been on the job, 6 years?
Yep.
6 years.
Mike Vrabel going into next year is the right man for the job, but hopefully Will Levis isn't injured. If he's hurt, then Mike Vrabel's not the guy because you put him out there in the fire, right? You put him out there to get pretty much shot, right? Unprotected, right? Oh, Stanley Wilson. All right. First of the year. Stanley Wilson. What up, man? Happy New Year to you, bro. Happy New Year to you, man. Stanley Wilson. Do-do-do-do. Boom. Stanley Wilson in the building early. Hey, Stanley, happy 2024 to you, bro. Man, many blessings to you this year, dude, for sure,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So
appreciate it, brother.
Yes, Mike Vrabel's the right guy, man. I would say his leash is not as long as it has been in the past several years. You've gone 2 years in a row without making the playoffs in a really weak division and a weak year for football in general, right? So next year with the cap space that we have, we're number one in the league in cap money. We got draft picks. We should see a whole overall next year of different players on the field next year. That's on Mike Vrabel and these players getting better. That's my concern with Mike Vrabel in developing these players. Mike Vrabel, because the Titans do play hard. They did in this game. They do play hard. In many games that they've lost has been 1-2 points, things like that. Even against the Ravens, the best team in the league, we could have beat them. So he's the right guy, but the right guy doesn't mean that's a long-term situation. You know what I'm saying? After next year. So we'll see. What about you, Jacques?
Is he the right guy? Again, we've talked about this plenty of times. My thought process is next year is going to really tell it for me if he's the guy. I'm fatigued with Mike. I am. I'm super mentally fatigued with him. And it needs to be a drastic change this year, this year with him in order for, I think, to win everybody back. Because right now, man, a lot of the fan base, from what I heard yesterday and just listening to the radio and listening to people's opinions, a lot of people, man, are for Vrabel, but a lot of people are starting to be on the outs of saying, "Hey, get him up out of here. It's time to go, move on." Blah blah blah. And again, we got to remember he inherited this team. He inherited a lot of this team from Mike Mularkey. He came into a solid situation, right? With just a cup. Him and John Robinson, actually, I'm gonna say that him and John Robinson came into a situation where they didn't have to do a total rebuild, right? Like the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers are in rebuild mode, like to the point where they need to tear everything down and remodel just everything. And when I look at the Titans and I just really go back and reevaluate the whole entire Vrabel and John Robinson stint, they inherited a pretty solid roster, right? That roster was even competitive for Mike Mularkey. They won a playoff game for Mike Mularkey, which they wasn't supposed to do. So you just add to that and say, well, we're going to bring in somebody like Vrabel and say, okay, well, Vrabel's going to turn around and be the guy. He's the leader of men and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, cool. I see it. I get it. Now, the roster has kind of broken down a little bit. Let's see if you can rebuild it to where you can mold it in your image, right? Mold it in your image. This is your show. Do what you got to do. So, yeah, man. Hold on. Shout out to Raven76B more. What up, bro? Says salute, man. Hey, salute to y'all, bro. Hey, happy New Year.
Yeah.
Good luck to the Ravens, man. Y'all doing y'all thing, bro.
Yep.
And
Raven 76, we appreciate you rocking with us, man. You've been rocking with us for a while. Hey, we appreciate that, bro. We really do.
Sir. Yes, sir. You don't have to watch Titans content, but you really watch us, man. So we appreciate it. Team leader, he says changes need to be made in the scouting and medical and strength and conditioning department. Also, coaching staff. Do you think that'll happen?
In 1 year, man. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be tough, man. I know you and I have discussed a concern that people don't discuss much because you only look at what's on the field. But what's on the field, what's the impact? And that's the developing piece, right? So from a scouting standpoint, strength and all those things, yes, right? Like we got a new GM. It's gonna be in his second year. So, so hopefully we'll, scout some better players and things in this draft, strength and conditioning and those things. But I think for me, the biggest concern is development, man. We got guys, we got offensive linemen, the worst in the league, if you ask me. They're second in the league in quarterback sacks allowed. You've gotten two franchise quarterbacks hurt. And you got Derrick Henry looking like me running the ball. You got Tajay Spears running for his life trying to get to holes and things. So I think the biggest thing is development. Can we get the guys to come in here and develop these guys? Mike Vrabel's not a developer. Mike Vrabel will come into the locker room, will motivate these guys to play hard. But it's like, just like the seafood tradition I have every New Year, right? I could tell somebody come in my kitchen right now, man, and just go make seafood. You know how to do it. You get the shrimp together. That's how you do it and walk away. But I'm not telling them how to do it. I'm not developing them, right? So when the shrimp comes out unseasoned, rubbery, and those things, then, hey, you got the shrimp, but they're not developed, right? They're not as good as it can be. That's Vrabel's problem. He has to have some people in there that come in to do that, man. That's my concern, y'all.
Okay. So let's and shout out to Bryce. He said, I see that all the time that Vrabel's a good coach but can't build a team. But how does that make him a good coach? And I know what you're talking about, Bryce, where there was a discussion like about this yesterday where they're saying he's a leader of men and he'll be scooped up tomorrow if we let him go. Okay. And somebody said it would let him go, scoop him up because we need to change anyway. And I said, sometimes you have to let people dig their own hole in their own grave, right? You do. And that's why I'm saying give them this year to see what we have. Now, I want to go to Jay Bryant's question. Now, Hawk, jog my memory.
Okay.
The Titans went to the playoffs with Mike Mularkey and win. When was that? 2016?
2017.
I want to say it was 2017.
2017 season.
Okay. And then they fired him after that playoff game, right? Okay. And then that was with Mariota. I think that's when they added to the pieces. So it's funny that they won a playoff game, then turn around, didn't make the playoffs the following year with Vrabel, then turn around and made the playoffs and then the AFC Championship. So I just wanted to get you your question, Brian. You said they were the worst team in the league when John Robinson first got here to give Vrabel. Now, I don't believe they were the worst team in the league.
They were not.
They were not. You might be thinking back to when we got Mariota, when we had like the number 2, 3 pick or whatnot. So So when I look at
Yep.
this, when I hear that, it's like, okay, they were able to add to the stable that they already had, because at that point they had building blocks. And then we brought in DeMarco Murray. We drafted Derrick Henry. We had a decent draft that year to where we added to the pieces. Vrabel inherited that. John Robinson inherited that. When you've been a leadership hawk, when you get a good, a solid AB team, only thing I got to do is add a couple of pieces to it, and we can shoot to the stars. The thing is, with Vrabel, Vrabel hasn't had that team where he's had to build from scratch. And now he gets to do that. And so when I hear collaboration from Amy, that tells me they're saying, well, hey, Rand, I brought you in to do your job, but you're going to really be doing your job with him. So I just wanted to bring that topic. I'm like, hold on, were we the worst team when John Robinson took over? And I vaguely remember that we won a playoff game then, and then they fired him.
Yep. Great questions, y'all. Great questions.
Right.
Again, for those that just joined us, man, hey, throw your questions out there. Today is a pure live chop up. Pure. Mm-hmm. If you want to check the breakdown of the Texans Titans game, that'll be shown on YouTube a bit later. Hey, we want questions.
Right. So did that number one pick when John Robinson got here, didn't we inherit that from the Rams or something? What happened with that? Yes, we
inherited that from the Rams. Yep.
We did.
With the Jared Goff trade.
Yeah, it was the Jared Goff trade. It was. And Wade traded them. We got the number one pick. I think we traded like a couple of picks and got Derrick Henry, Kevin Byard, Jack Conklin. Who else was part of that draft? That was a hell of a draft. Jonnu Smith. It was. Hell of a draft. Yep. So
Jay Ross had two great drafts. Great drafts.
Yep. So again, I'm just thinking back to how this thing was put together. So we have tons of work to do in this offseason. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. What up, Keisha? Said this team is hard to watch. We are so awful right now. Yes, we are.
Facts.
We are.
Facts.
We are.
Facts.
We are
terrible.
we do suck. We do. Let me see. Tyler, what up, brother? He said, what should be the first thing that should be addressed this offseason? Coaching staff or offensive line?
Offensive line.
Offensive line.
Yeah. O-line. You got to look at who do we have on the offensive line, right? You got Jalen Duncan, a 6th-round pick out there, 5th-round pick. He could be better. He knows that. Hopefully we can develop him. Peter Skoronski, 1st-round pick at guard, who doesn't have a dog in him right now. I'm really hoping that he eats steel sandwiches and drink oil juices because he needs to come back next year tougher, right? Mm-hmm. The other guys that we have, man, hey, I'm fine getting rid of them, man. Like, we need to bring in free agents and even draft some linemen, maybe 2 or 3 picks that are linemen. Our old linemen is the big reason why we have not had success this year. You can't do anything if your foundation isn't there. If you can't block, you can't run, you can't throw. How do we know? Ryan Tannehill's been on the ground injured. Will Levis has been on the ground injured. The offensive line play has been bad. Now, that's where the development comes. Do we have guys that can develop a Jalen Duncan or Peter Skoronski? We don't. So, I don't know. You bring in guys that are already good and rookies that are just will play out of their mind? I don't know. But I say offensive line, Jacques.
You damn near have to bring in A-plus players. I'm sorry, because I don't have confidence in this coaching staff can develop anything but a sandwich, right? I just don't. So we can draft all the linemen we want. They better be A-plus picks. They better be a Trent Williams-ish level, because that way I don't have to do too much coaching. He can kind of come in, plug and play, and do his thing. That you can spend all 7 draft picks on the offensive line if you want to. Go ahead and do it. Problem is, can they develop them? And they can be A-plus picks. Can they develop them? I just don't have no confidence. I haven't had confidence in a while. So, offensive line is the logical choice. But to add to the coaching staff, you need somebody to come in here and develop. Mike Munchak, Bruce Matthews, somebody. I mean, I know their relationship is severed, but they need to rekindle that fast. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, Stanley Wilson said, he said, hey, man, what are your thoughts on Tim Kelly? I'm ready for him to go. I don't want Vrabel to hire any more of his friends. So you know how I feel about this, Hawk. I don't think we should have hired him from the get-go. And shout out to Kim Moore Sports, man. If you're watching the show, bro, shout out to you. We need to get you back on the show. But Kim Moore was very vocal about not hiring Tim Kelly, and I 100% agree because I have a theory. If you're that good, then you would have stayed and you would have still been in Houston, or you would have had a head coaching job right now. So no, I'm 100% with you. I don't think he's conducive for the development of the young players that we have, not just Will Levis, but the offense. Period. Right? You got to match the scheme of what you got. What about you, Hawk?
Yeah, I totally agree. Great question, Stanley. My thoughts of Tim Kelly. I know it's gonna sound crazy, probably. Can we give a fair assessment of Tim Kelly based on how bad our offensive linemen have played this year? Has Tim Kelly been great? Absolutely not. Can he improve? Absolutely so. Has he had opportunities to do better play calling in games? Absolutely, right? But I think you can get a better assessment of him if you can freaking block. I don't even know what the plays are at times because they're getting sacked right off the rip, right? Or the running back's getting hit as soon as he touches the football. So Tim Kelly does get some blame here for sure. But again, it's about developing. Can we develop our guys up front? Can we hold them enough? Because if you look at Ryan Tannehill, he was frustrated. He clearly said, "We ain't blocking out here." Ryan Tannehill said that, right? When you start losing, then people start talking, right? Look at AJ Brown in Philadelphia. Okay, so that's another story. But I'm saying is, Tim Kelly's. I'm not gonna say the best offensive coordinator for sure, but he can walk around and say, "Hey, man, we're 30th in the league in PFF rating for our offensive linemen, right? We're second in the league in sacks, and we have different quarterbacks. Like sometimes we have a different quarterback, your sack numbers change because the quarterback plays differently. That's not our case, right? So he can walk in and say that and save himself a year. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying he's the answer, but he's got another opportunity, in my opinion.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna add to this. We did the same thing with Todd Downing 2 years ago. Yep. It's the same song and dance. Again, and I think this is where the frustration comes in with this team and with this coaching staff is we did the same thing with Todd Downing. And I'm going to be honest with you, even when we hired him, I wasn't excited. I was like, okay, man, Todd Downing. But we said the same thing. Injuries. Offensive line play. All right, cool. We can fix that. Injuries came through, still trash, right? Tim Kelly comes in. He can't even get in the red zone like that. And shout out again, Kim Moore. That was his biggest pet peeve about Tim Kelly was his red zone efficiency. At least Todd Downing was able to get us in the red zone and we were able to score points. At least with him, he was just trash, inconsistent all the way. With Tim Kelly, we got no choice. He's gonna be here anyway. But again, how can we continue to do the same thing over and over and over again and just have this attrition of just the same thing over and over again until you get tired and maybe it'll be too late. TK, I think Tremaine, you was in the other chat. I think he said, "Champ,
what's up, Tremaine?"
I think he was in the other. He said, "Can we play Big Jeff at fullback?" Yeah, you don't get him hurt, but he got more dog in him than the offensive line do.
Yeah, he does. That's right. Happy 2024 to you, Tremaine, man. Real talk, sir. Bro.
Jay Bryan, he says, "Do we need to get offensive linemen in free agency or draft?" That's a great question.
Both.
Okay, so you're saying both.
I agree. Get you some tackles that are free agents, top free agents, or I think the risk, and I told you this, Jacques, I think the risk of getting free agent tackles is money. Yes, we're number one in the league in salary cap next year, right?
Yep.
But do we spend $50 million of that $100 million on one tackle or two tackles? It'd probably be two tackles, right? If you pay them $20 to $25 million a year, that's half of it right there. So maybe you do on one free agent and then the other guy be a top rookie, like a first round pick or something like that. I think the miss has been, even versus last year, our offensive, in my opinion, I think the O-line's gotten worse than it was last year. I think the O-line is worse. So it's like, okay, I think you need to bring both. You put in 5 of the best guys you can on the field, man. Hey, you probably need 7 because you're going to have injuries. But our O-line's terrible, man. They're trash.
So Rashad says, "Can Mike Vrabel be held accountable on why this team is trash?" Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yep, because he's the leader. Yes, he can. Him, I ain't gonna give Rand that smoke just yet, but Mike Vrabel is the common denominator. He's been here the longest out of both of them, so he helps make the decisions. He helps bring in the staff. He helps make them do. Yeah, man. Of course. Yes, of course. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. And he's not above reproach, and I know a lot of the media puts him up here, but man, he needs a lot of this blame as well. Team leader said, "I think we have a poor staff. They're not coaching players." Yep, I agree. I agree. Ty Lockers, who is the O-line we should target in free agency in such a trade or picking up picking the up off of free agency. So should we be a trade? I mean, let me go down the list here, Hawk. So we got Tyron Smith from Dallas, Trent Brown from New England, Michael Onwenu, New England, Michael Becton, New York Jets, John Williams from Cincinnati, Austin Jackson from Miami, Devon Smith from Kansas City, and Jermaine Eleanor from Las Vegas. So I can say Tyron Smith, he's pretty old, but and Trent Brown, those would probably be my two. He's old. They both are old. You know what? Let me say
they old. They old.
I would bring one of them two in for like on a 2-year deal and still draft my left tackle and use them as insurance because I know that they are proven commodities. I would play it that way, and it wouldn't break the bank, but I would still draft my left tackle out, in my opinion, and I would say, hey, Tyron, and now Trent Brown has been vocal in New England. They've been losing. So you got to remember that comes with it. So if you're okay with that.
Right. That's right.
Just saying. What about you,
Let me tell you why I like Trent Brown for New England. Mm-hmm. You brought the hell of a point. He's not happy in New England, right?
Right.
Trent Brown is only making about $6 or $7 million in his contract. Mm-hmm. And he's older, right? Almost 31 years old. So he's proven. He's better than anything that we have now. You can bring him if you want as a free agent. He's not a left tackle. He's a right tackle.
Right.
There's not many left tackles out there. They're old. Tyron Smith, Dwayne Brown. These guys are old.
Yep. Oh, I agree. That's the risk that you run. It's a risk and a reward. They got experience, but they old.
Yep.
Bryce, he said, what's y'all's top wide receiver option in the draft other than Marvin Harrison Jr.? So how cool. I mean, it's loaded, and I'm starting to do my homework on a lot of these receivers. Do you see anybody besides Marvin Harrison Jr. that you like? I like. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I've seen all these receivers play, all of them, in at least 3 games, and I like Malik Neighbors if he's available. If Marvin Harrison Jr. won't be available, I just don't see it. Malik Neighbors, and I mean, I might be wrong. I'm not sitting there saying, but I think Malik Neighbors would be a great pick as a first-round pick at that spot. I like Adunze from Washington as well. Keon Coleman's been a guy I've been, I think I shared with you the first game I seen him. I said, oh, dude is a first-round pick. I don't even know nothing about this guy.
Dude, Cole, man.
My son was like, he was really good at Michigan State. But I think the options are there for us. We will have an opportunity to get one of those top receivers. Of the 3, they will be available. It's just a matter of, in the first round, do you want to draft a receiver at that spot, right? If we do, then, it's I think pretty good options there. You?
Yeah, so I like Malik Neighbors. I like the kid from Florida State. I also, again, I like the kid from Washington State. Excuse me, Rome. I like him. He's pretty solid. Keon Coleman. If we can't get, because we don't have a 3rd round pick, right? No, it's a 4th round. No 3rd round. Damn. Okay. Because I don't think Neighbors gonna be there, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think
in the first round.
I think left tackle. I think we're going left tackle. I'm sold on that. I don't think he won't be there in the 2nd round.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. Malik Neighbors won't get past 15.
You got the kid from Colorado State, number 14, Torrey Horton. Cold, okay? Yeah. He'll be a good late round option, but I like Malik Neighbors. I feel like he fits our scheme. He fits our scheme very well, but will he be there? Nah, I don't think he's gonna be there at all, man. Yeah. But you do have the kid from Washington State, Rome, who will be there available. Do I trust this staff to make the right decision? I don't know, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. So again, let me see.
Shout out to everybody that's watching the show and throwing those questions. Again, if you just joined us, we are doing a pure live chop up. Throw your questions out there, man. We're going to answer. If you want to know about the Texans-Titans game at 3:30, it'll show on YouTube as far as what we did in Bleacher Report. Y'all can check that out as well.
Yes, sir. Cameron says, y'all think that's Kelly or some on Vrabel with that? Kelly calls the offense. I think Vrabel's giving free reins to kind of do what he wants to do. I think Vrabel will come over and be a consultant in some aspects. But what do you think, Hog? Do you think it's more Kelly or Vrabel that's just calling the shots?
What on offense, I guess.
Yeah, I guess with certain things.
Yeah, I'd say probably
Ooh,
80% Tim Kelly.
I didn't
I'd
see
say Tim
this.
Kelly.
So let me add this comment with Cameron. I missed your first comment. My apologies, man. He says confusing with Kelly because in Houston with Watson he was great, and even with Mills they were pass heavy and top in passing, but comes here with Vrabel and run heavy team. So okay, I see what you did. So this is your first comment, and you're asking, do you think it's more of a Vrabel thing or a Kelly thing? That's a hell of a question, man. How with this comment here,
Yeah,
do you think it's more Vrabel or Kelly?
it's more offensive line. So
Okay,
we talk about Deshaun Watson and those
good
guys. Them
point.
guys were blocking. They
Good
were
point.
blocking, so you can actually
Great point.
see what takes
Yeah,
place. Now, Deshaun Watson's a different quarterback than Will Levis,
that's true.
so you have to coach accordingly, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not. Please believe I'm not trying to take up for Tim Kelly
I
because
see
he's
what
done
you're
some
saying.
head
I see.
scratching. Like,
Yeah,
bro, what the heck are you
it's a
doing?
hell of a
But
point, Hall.
yeah, I think it's just a play of the O line. Now, I'm not
Yeah,
sure how Houston's O line was back at that point in time, but the
they
games
didn't.
that I saw, hey, when they had the Arian Fosters, or they had
Yeah, they were
Deshaun
cold.
Watson and them guys, and D Hop, he got the ball out.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson could have been the MVP. That's why he got paid so much, right? So Tim Kelly's like, y'all got to give me a chance, man. That's
Right.
probably what he's thinking, but we'll see.
So Rashad Rice says, should we get a cornerback in the draft or free agency? Oh, do you think do you think we need one in the draft or free agency or both?
Hashtag both.
Both. Yeah.
Both. One thing we haven't discussed a whole lot when we talk about our defense. I know we're talking a lot about offense, but on defense, bro, our DBs, our corners are struggling, right? I give a shout out to Sean Murphy Bunting and those guys. They do their best to bend but don't break. But the one thing they don't do, they don't cause turnovers, man. They don't. We don't have a top 10 defense. We're mid-tier defensive team. Mid-tier. We'll hold you. We ain't gonna cause no turnover. We're not gonna get picks. We're not gonna cause fumbles. So I say both. If you could get, a corner maybe in the second round, that would be great. And then as a free agent, there'll be a lot of free agent corners out there. I say both. What about you, Jock?
I say both, but the problem with the cornerback position in this year's draft is not strong. Um, and if we're gonna do the second round, we really need help on offense versus defense. Now, y'all know I have been. If you've been watching this show long enough, I've been screaming from the mountaintops to the rooftop to the top of the world for a shutdown corner. I have, but we just don't have that in this draft. Now, I'll also say this, people: we need a safety. We need a safety, in my opinion. I still don't think we have somebody that replaced Kevin Byard. Yeah, what's his name? Who's back there, Hulk? Because it's been changing like
Yeah. From
clothes.
Elijah Molden to Kayvon Wallace and those
Okay,
guys.
yes. It's
Yep.
just an interchangeable thing. We need, man, not just a corner, but a safety as well. So I like what you said, Hawk, with the second pick, but I just don't think they're gonna pick a corner in second. I just don't. Um, you still got Sean Murphy Bunting, who's been pretty solid, but again, let me real quick, man, because there's pretty solid DBs. Jalen Johnson from the Chicago Bears. He's a free agent this year. Honestly, I would
Man,
throw
we
some.
get Jalen Johnson, bro. Woo!
I think he's a free agent, dog. If he correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think he's a free agent. If he's available,
He is a free agent. He's a free agent.
okay, man, throw the books at him, bro. I'm sorry because that's he shuts down one side of the field. I like what SMB did this year. Let them two go at it on the X. I'm cool. Then you can get somebody late in the later rounds. Throw
And keep
it at him,
McQuarrie at the
dog.
slot. And McQuarrie at the slot.
Yes, and McQuarrie at the slot because McQuarrie to me has been playing pretty solid too. I like him. So
Yes, he has. Him and Danico Autry has been probably the most consistent too. Harold Landry coming on late, but I like Roger McQuarrie. I think McQuarrie's a good corner.
Right, I agree, 100%. Todd Locker says, it's a disappointing year. Should Vrabel be fired? I know we get this question a lot. Should he be fired? And before we do that, we got a $2 super chat from Stanley, our brother.
Okay, all right.
Let's give him the boom,
Stanley.
and then we'll read it off.
Okay, all right.
Let's boom him up first, huh? And then we'll read it.
All right, let's see. All right, Stanley Wilson. Doo-doo!
Boom!
Stanley Wilson in the building. Thank you, Stanley. We appreciate it, bro. Happy 2024 again to you, sir.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna get back to the other question about Vrabel being fired, but we know how we do on this channel. If you put a super chat in the chat in the channel, hey, we're gonna be the first part. You're gonna be the first question we answer out of all this. So
Yep.
he says, I
That's right.
understand that we all want one of the tackles in the draft, but does 3 other teams that are picking before us? What if the tackles are gone? Do we move back to get another second and a later first? Ooh, great question. Great question. Great question. Hulk, what do you think? Now there's 3 options here. You got Alt from Notre Dame, you got the kid from Penn State, and then you got the kid from Alabama. I think that'll
Yep.
be available. What's your thoughts? Do you think?
Hey, Stanley, I'm gonna tell you this, dude. That's a great freaking question, and I ain't even thought about it like that. To say if all 3 of the big tackles that they're looking to go in the first round are gone, what do we do next when it's our turn, right? So when you look at what we have, check this out.
Oh my bad.
This
Let
is
me
where
take
we
that
are
off.
in the draft, right? Oh, let me move that banner too. Y'all see that, right? Round 1, 2, none in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven. I mean, 2 7 round picks, right? So generally speaking, it's a good amount of picks, but there's a lot of holes. There's no third round pick in there or whatever. We don't have second picks in any of the rounds. There's only 1 pick per round. So we have to literally, make it happen on those picks. So if there's not a tackle there, bro, do we trade back to get more picks in the third round? Man, I'm gonna tell you this. I'd probably keep my spot and draft a receiver. I'd probably keep it. And then look to do some bring in some free agents as far as offensive linemen. That would be a great time now, Stanley, to get like third round picks and things like that to move back. It depends on how far we move back. We move back 2 or 3 spots, and we could pick up an extra third and maybe extra fourth. You do it. But if folks aren't working with us, I wouldn't go down no more than 10 spots.
I agree.
If it's
I
more than
agree.
that, keep it. If you can
Yep.
keep it within 10 spots and you can still get a receiver at that spot, that's what you do. You trade back. Outside of that, I'm keeping a pick. What about you, Jacques?
I agree. I mean, again, because in that particular pick, you don't know. Say hypothetically speaking, say I'm not saying this will happen because Marvin Harrison Jr. is a generational talent. But hypothetically speaking, if he falls in your lap, you get him, right? If you think Malik Neighbors is the guy, get him, right? Because at that point, I can work with a second round pick, picking up a left tackle and saying, okay, hey, we just swapped them. We were going to get the left tackle here in the first round, but we're going to work with it in the second round versus that. Because if we do decide to, well, I don't know which team has multiple. Chicago does. Chicago has multiple picks this year. I would trade with Chicago. I think they're in the top 10. I would move 1 spot down if they can give me that second round pick. If they have like 2 or 3 of them, I'll do that. I'll move down. Let me say this hypothetically. I'll move down in the top 10. If we're in the top 10 and they say, hey, Jock, or hey, Titans, we'll trade you our 9th pick for your 7th pick. All right, cool. We want your second round pick and number 9. Then I'll do that because that gives me 2 second rounds. We traded in the first. You might get you still. I think you still have a shot at Malik Neighbors at that point. And then in the second round, you can go offensive line. You can go left tackle, maybe a center or whatever, right?
Yep.
So that's my philosophy on it. So
Okay.
yep.
All right.
Now going back
Stanley,
to the other question,
that's a great question, dude. I didn't
it
think
is.
about that.
It is. It's a hell of a question. Talking draft right now is crazy. To go into the other question because we always at least like to try to get everybody's questions answered. Oh, should we fire Mike Vrabel? Should he be fired?
No, I don't think so. I think the only thing that would be the case is, and I might be, going to the rooftop on this one, but I would say the only time I would think of firing him right now as of today is if Will Levis has a serious injury. Then you can firmly put the blame on him. Because I really think Will Levis is like, play me, coach. I'm ready. He should know, bro, we got offensive linemen out there that can't block my grandmother out there, right? They can't even block my grandmom out there, right? So you put him in harm's way and he got hurt. So if he comes back, it's something that's going to take him 6 or 7 months to heal because think of the players that we've had, or any team, every team has players that end up getting hurt, a particular injury. Sometimes they don't come back the same, right? A la Marcus Mariota, things like that, right? So that's on Vrabel. So if I'm Amy Adams Strunk, I'm like, hey, I don't know. Like, you put him out there. So I will give you till next year. You know what I'm saying? It's a 2024 up to a certain point. After 5 or 6 games, we ain't getting it. He needs to be fired because
I agree.
you got the salary cap now. You got another year with Rand. Let's figure this out. These guys do play for you. We don't have talent, but yet we could have been easily 10-6 right now, literally. And to me, that says a lot.
Yep.
So I'd give him at least maybe into about 5 to 6 games of next year, bro. What about you, bro?
I agree. I mean, again, like I said, he's not going nowhere. So I hope people don't think that. But next year is really going to be the tail year for me. I'm fatigued. Let me say that I'm mentally fatigued with this team, and I'm mentally fatigued with Mike Vrabel. So if that you can read between the lines, you can read between the lines. He has to this year, 2024, to get it together. And if he doesn't, then he has to go. All right. Then that's when I'm gonna be like, you know what, Rand, who you got in your back pocket? Let's see what we got. Let's see what we do. So that's me. DeAndre Rand, I didn't miss your comment. I see he posted this twice. He said, if your tackle is gone, it's all the same hypothetical question as Stanley, but with a twist. Should we take the tight end? Is it Brock Bowers from Georgia? Should we take a tight end? Is he Travis Kelce? Is he Travis Kelce enough to take with the 7th pick that we hold right now, Hulk?
He's very good.
Okay.
And Jacques, I said as a sophomore, I was like, dude could go pro right now. When I seen Georgia play, when they won the national championship, I was like, hey, 19 is special out there. Brock Bowers is ridiculous, right? He was their best offensive player. Even when they had Pickens and these other guys, he was the guy. It was him. But no, you don't draft him that high. Chig is the saving grace in that regard, right? You already have a tight end. And Chig got some work to do, but I think Chig is gonna be better next year. I really do. I think he has the tools. So tight end is not a need right now. We got so many more needs. We got lineman needs, we got receiver needs, we got corner needs, we got safety needs. We got other needs, man. So no. You, Jacques?
I agree 100%. He's a talent, yes, but I just don't think if he's not Travis Kelce, and like you said, we got a other bunch of holes. Nah, and I know and Chig had a early slump, right? But I feel like you got to get comfortable with your quarterback, and I think he's done that. He plays better with Tannehill than he does with Levis, if you notice, right? He got his first touchdown with Tannehill versus Will Levis, so it's just growing. What you got to do. Jay Bryan says, why does our DBs never press the receivers? I can answer this one. As a DB, Hawk, you can contest to this as a former DB. If you don't trust your speed, if you don't trust that you can press at the line and you can jam them up, I would play off as well, right? It's situational. Also, if I'm in cover 2, cover 3, if I'm playing press, it's situational. So if we're playing, say, a cover 2 on this side and I'm doing press over here, you'll see me get up in the receiver's face and I'm pressing. Versus if I'm playing a zone, I'm not finna press because I'm covering my zone. So to answer your question, it's situational. It depends on what scheme or what we're playing at that time. We're in cover 2, we're in press. Now you see man corners, you do like Jalen Ramsey, Stephon Gilmore. They got a skill set. See, playing DB, you got 2 skill sets. Either you play man very well or you play zone very well. Hawk, I don't know about you. I was more of a man corner versus a zone corner. I had the speed for it, but I just like getting in people's faces better, right? Versus playing zone. So that's the reason why. And then however your defensive coordinator calls it, I mean, it's really on him. What you think, Hawk?
I think a main reason, one, is talent. They're not talented enough to press Tyreek Hill. Yep. They're not talented enough to press Jamar Chase. They're not talented. And you got to look at the safety. So if you come up to press receivers, you have trust in your safeties to play the back end, right? You have trust in your safeties. We don't have that either. You think Amani Hooker can guard Jamar Chase deep? No. Nope. You think he can guard A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson deep? No. So it's a lack of talent. You have to adjust. If you have a Jalen Ramsey, then yeah, you can do it. But how many Jalen Ramseys is out there? None, really, right? So you got to play for what you have. It's a lack of talent. We don't have it. So you're gonna play according to what you have. So for those that think you can just go up there and press, man, yeah, go for it and get burned. And that's our defense. Our defense is a bend but don't break defense, man. That's why.
You're going to get smoked. Now, I'll tell you one person that probably can is McCrary and Sean Murphy-Bunting. They have the best ability to do it, but I'm with you. We got a $20 super chat from Sid. Let's give him the boom and then let's talk about it, bro.
Okay, Cedric Williams, what's up? What's up? Happy New Year to you, good sir. Let me go ahead and do this here. We're gonna go 2 times on this one. Cedric Williams. Do.
Boom.
Do 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 do.
Boom.
Cedric Williams in the building, heavy. Thank you,
Yes,
Cedric.
sir. He says, looking forward to y'all's draft player selection for this team. Tighten up. So, hey, we that's one of our favorite shows to do.
Yeah.
And me and Hawk, if you're new to the show, if you're new watching the show, because there's some new folks, me and Hawk have been, hell, Hawk, how would you say? We've been, since we've started this channel, and we started that segment of the channel, we've hit on most of the draft picks that have been picked by other teams that we said were going to turn out and be something. Never forget this, ladies and gentlemen. When we were what draft was that, Hawk, when we drafted Isaiah Wilson? Was that 2019, 2020? 2020. 2020. Me and Hawk were on the phone. We were watching the draft. That's what we do. He said, bro, man, it'd be tight to get Justin Jefferson, man. He a generational talent, da-da-da-da-da. I said, you know what? Man, you talked me into it, bro. Let's do it. So I'm like, yes, let's do it. Man, Vikings, we were 2 spots down, right? We were 2 spots. It was 2 spots.
Yeah.
Boom. Justin Jefferson turned out to be amazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the picks I've said, I had us picking Tajay Spears in our previous draft.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a favorite. It's a favorite of ours. Let me say that it's a real favorite of ours.
If we were to go back and cut through tape and kind of break down, and more than anything, I think the most important piece in the draft is the fact of where we would have drafted them to was on point, right? You see what I'm saying? That's a big part of it too, right? And so, when we're saying the draft, like you said, draft Tajay Spears in the 3rd round or something like this, like, man, that was right on cue, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to join the show when we do that, man.
Yep. And we pay attention to, we tried, like I told Hawk, I said, I'm already kind of studying the particular opportunities and players that we can draft in this particular session. So Rashid says, Happy New Year's, Hawk and Jock. Could Vrabel get the malarkey ultimatum with Tim Kelly?
Ooh,
he can. He can. I mean,
he can, but it's not gonna happen.
It's not.
I don't think so.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah. Rashid, can I add this? So take the Tim Kelly out of the equation, because I think Amy Adams gonna be like, look, he's got at least 1 more year to get this correct. A lot of times you don't fire offensive coordinators right off the rip if you're not like last in the league in offense, right? But you could put that for maybe some other positions. They're like, hey, I need you to cut 4 or 5 different coaches on your staff. How do you feel about that, Mike? Then Mike could be like, well, okay, or I don't know about that. Then Amy could be like, hey, bro, you better get to thinking, or we're gonna get y'all on out of here. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. D, what up, D? He says, basically, Vrabel's going to ruin Will Levis. He doesn't develop his players, and his offensive philosophy sucks. Are you talking about Tim Kelly? Maybe Tim Kelly or Vrabel? Do you think Hawk, he has the potential to ruin that brother, that young man?
Based on history, yes. Based on history, yes. From a development standpoint, it's just not. It's just not there. You know what I'm saying? Players have not really gotten better here. You are who you are. I think the only player I've ever seen get better, and I really think it's just an opportunity he just wasn't getting, it was Derrick Henry. Henry. But I think most of the players are who they are. They don't get better, and that's a problem.
Think about this, Hawk. Derrick Henry was a star. He was he was different. Like, and that's what we need to draft. We need to draft different. He was a difference maker, and I just think we don't have it. Jay Bryan says y'all was on Zay Flowers too.
That's Jock.
That's my guy, man.
Doc said that. Draft Zay Flowers in the 1st round. You did. You did say that. Zay Flowers was a 1st round pick, and we had an opportunity to draft Zay Flowers.
We did.
Yep. We drafted Peter Skoronski.
We did.
I'm not. Look, Jock.
I know. Keep going. Go ahead.
I'm not happy with Skoronski.
I'm gonna let you have it, Hawk. Go ahead.
I'm not happy with Skoronski right now.
I know.
He's a rookie. I understand. He's been there since day one. He had a few injuries early with his appendix, and I get that. But it's not so much of him, his ability. It's just you're a 1st round pick as a guard. I got to see you be a dog. Skoronski ain't a dog right now. He's a little puppy out there. He be out there getting buckled, bro. And I'm not talking about he's going against like big time D ends and D tackles. Oh yeah, I'm. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what are you doing? You're a left. You're supposed to be a left tackle, and you're not, because you're not a dog.
Yep. Ever since you said that, bro, and once you brought up the guard scenario, it really ticks me off even more of where we drafted him. Yeah. If you wouldn't have told me that, I probably wouldn't have been mad. But when you told me that, I said, damn it. I said, he's freaking right. We got this food at 11. And again, my point, Zay Flowers was there. It was Darnell Wright. He got drafted by the Lions, I think. Where did Darnell Wright go to?
I'm not sure. I think so. He's pretty good from UT. He's pretty good.
Darnell, Paris Johnson, he's pretty solid. The kid from Georgia, he's pretty solid. Like, again, I don't know who's calling these decisions, but what up, Ryan? He said, "What up, fellas?
Darnell
Happy
Wright,
New Year, Happy New Year, brother."
Bears.
Chicago Bears. Okay, darn it, killing it.
He was drafted right. He was drafted right before Peter Skoronski.
Yep, he was. I remember that. Yep. I remember that. D says, where does Derrick Henry land next season with a contender that fits his style of play? You know, I might get mad at me when I say this, but I think he should honestly go to the Ravens because he has a good shot. That team fits him. They're gritty. He'll add to their run heavy team, and it just brings some type of balance. I know he was slated to get traded to them. That's what I've heard.
Yep.
But Amy vetoed it. But I know he won't be here next year. The way I've heard things are going. Where do you think he should go, Hawk?
I would say Baltimore, but the way Baltimore is playing right now, they don't need him. They don't need him. So I think Philadelphia would be the best place for Derrick Henry. Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Because
I can see that.
Philly's problem right now, with Jalen Hurts, he had a pretty good game yesterday, but they've been kind of struggling on offense because they're not running good. And I always had questions about DeAndre Swift. He's a good back, but to be your lead back every down, they got Barnwell and other guys. I don't know. I
agree.
Philly's slipping. You know what I'm saying? They're slipping. You add him then the tush push with that too.
Man, dog, come on now. Cameron says that's why I think we need Neighbors. He has that dog in him in talent. His talent is second round. Receivers that don't get all the first, we got lucky with AJ. He's right. We did get lucky with AJ. And you know what? Second, we don't have any divas on the team. And sometimes with divas, it comes swag. It comes that dog. It becomes that we hear, right? And we don't have none of that on our team, man. Everybody's too nice. You got a bunch of nice dudes on the team, man. Except Jeffrey when he get mad. But again, Amar says he's playing out of position. That's not his fault. That's Vrabel's fault.
That is his fault. That is Peter Skoronski's fault. I guess he speaks. Amar, are you speaking on Peter Skoronski? That's Peter Skoronski. We drafted you as a left tackle, bro. And so I know they signed Dillard and those guys. Maybe that's your point, but Peter Skoronski could say, "Hey, look, man, y'all drafted me as a left tackle, man. I got to get my mind right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right up here. I got to get right. I don't think he's a guard.
I agree. I agree.
Why not try him at tackle? Put him at right tackle.
Yeah. Cameron says if it was a mid-high third round for Henry, I would have took it immediately. I think it was. Was it a third round? All I know is
many rumors, man. It's nothing solid. It was all kind of rumors, man. Who knows?
Again, that sucks, man. That really sucks for him. He says draft Kool-Aid. I would like. I mean, Kool-Aid's not bad. If he's there, I don't think he's gonna be there. I don't think Kool-Aid's gonna be there.
Not in the first round. He'll probably be later. But as far as where we're drafting, I think Kool-Aid would be there.
Yes, he would. But will we get him? Nah.
Because we need him. We need everything. But there's other needs that are more than corner.
Kitchens from is this the kid I'm telling you from Miami? I want to say this is
Cameron Kitchens.
I think so. I think that's the kid. He's a safety from Miami.
Yeah, you did. That's the guy you number 24 dude.
That young man is solid, man. He would be a good late round pick to bring in from a safety perspective.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind it. I definitely wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. He's pretty good. When you told me about Cam Kitchens, I was kind of like, okay, all right.
Right. Yep. Kitchens is pretty solid. Let me see. DeAndre say, who will win a chip first? The Titans winning the Super Bowl or the Vols winning the national championship? Now, the Vols have won a national championship before in '98, so they have beat the Titans on that. I guess, are you asking who's going to go back? Titans? Hawk, who do you think will win a champ? Hypothetically speaking,
I think, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because it's not easy winning both. In college football, there's many more teams that you have to. I would say I'd probably say the Vols. I'd say the Vols, but I'm not saying either right now. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that question for sure.
I, mm,
Uh, uh,
mm,
mm, yeah,
mm.
Amar, you're
That's
right. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. What do
no.
you
Go ahead.
think?
Go. I say the Vols.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so, Amar, to your point, if you listen to Vrabel, he said specifically, I wanted him to play guard when asked about him. So there's some truth to that. I do
Okay.
agree. I do agree with that. There's some truth to that. But if you're Peter Skoronski, you suck at guard. So you could say, like, right now, I'm better at tackle. This guard stuff is new to me. So in 2024, coach, can I get a shot at tackle? I wouldn't expect Dillard to come back next year. Jalen Duncan was drafted late in the draft. I'm saying more than anything, it's on Peter Skoronski next year to come back eating screwdrivers and hammers for lunch, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He's from Northwestern.
Yep.
I don't know if that plays in anything, but he's from Northwestern, man. He's very smart. Okay. Again, I thought he would have. Who was the guy that he plays for the Saints? They said he was crazy. When he left tackle.
Yeah, the guy from like Northern Iowa or Northern,
dude.
They
had
got hurt. Did he get hurt?
He did get hurt, but he was crazy. Like he was playing crazy there, like for real.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Kendall, what up, Kendall G? He said, I want Josh Alt. You know,
Trevor Penning.
It was Trevor Penning. So it was.
Yeah.
So it was. Have you seen Josh Alt's tape yet?
I have seen. The last game they played, they beat the crap out of oh man, who did they play? Oregon State? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I saw he's a big dude, bro.
He's a big bro. He is humongous. He moves, he's fluent in his movement, but he still has a lot to learn with his hands and stuff.
Yeah.
The kid from Penn State, I think he's a little bit quicker with his kickouts.
Okay.
But Josh Alt, I like his size. I do. Chris says, who do you guys think the Titans will take or look at in the draft? Or who should we look for? So that's what we kind of discussing, Chris. And we have a whole draft show.
I know, but it's Joe Alt, folks. Joe Alt, not Josh. My bad. All right, what'd you say? My bad. What'd you say? He's 6'8", by the way.
He's 6'8". Yes, he's tall, man. Like the kid got the pro. He got the look. He got the prototype. Matter of fact, he kind of matches what Lamont was when Lamont came out of Michigan, right? Lamont's pretty tall. I think he's a plug and play player right away. You can play him, and he'll be a foundation piece. I just hope, again, we go back to development, man. Can you develop him? Can you freaking develop him? Because he has some work he has to do too.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna bring in a Ferrari, man, it needs a tune-up, and I keep riding without a tune-up, what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, that's right.
My answer is Joe Alt, and I'm doing extensive film study on him. But I don't know. What you saying, Joe Alt too?
In the bowl game, because he's getting ready for the draft. They talked about him so much. They were showing like highlights of him and stuff. And I was like, man, dude is a beast, man.
You're a beast. And you know the beast.
Like he used to be a tight end. I remember you mentioned that too.
He did. He used to be a tight end. Yep. And he'd be good against the big beefy guys, right? The speed guys that because my offensive line is little boy. Amari says no more small school guys.
We'll go about 10 more minutes, y'all.
That's cool. No more small school guys in the first round draft. SEC players, you can't go wrong. Do you feel like that, Hope? Do you feel like the small school versus the big school thing is a thing?
I actually do. I do.
Okay.
I would put more money into the SEC guys for sure. We live in SEC country, so yes, and many of the SEC games and guys that we've seen, we know about, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know about these guys, so we see them. They come down to Nashville and beat the crap out of Vanderbilt every year, every team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but just because they're from the SEC don't mean that's the right pick,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That doesn't mean he's going to be a guaranteed play. We've had a lot of SEC failures here. Do I need to go down the list when I look at, Rashaan Evans from Alabama, right? Chase Womack from Alabama. I mean, I can go Monty Rice from Georgia. I mean, I just flying right off the rip, just right off, right? So it doesn't mean they're guaranteed to be ballers, but I would put my weight on an SEC guy versus a small school guy any day.
I agree. I think the Big Ten, SEC, but SEC because it's a different style of football. It's more physical style, right? And skill positions too. If I'm gonna rank them, I would pull a skill position player fast from the SEC versus from any other conference, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the skill position, what I mean by skill position, wide receiver and DB all day,
Yep.
right?
Yep. That's right. That's right. That's
Stanley
right.
with the $5. Stanley
Hey,
putting out money today, brother. He said, "Have
no,
y'all
you
seen
see
the
those
running back?"
names? You see those names in the chat with Panda and Traylon Burks and Justin Hunter. Ooh,
Oh
that is facts, y'all.
yeah,
Those are all SEC guys. Ooh,
ooh.
yeah.
But they were
Ooh,
late.
that's good.
So they were late. They were late. They were late
Yep,
rounds.
that's
I'll
right.
say that.
Now
But like
Isaiah
you said,
Wilson or Traylon Burks, they were first
that's
round picks.
true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is true.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
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 All right. We got you,
Yeah.
Stanley. What we got, Stanley? What do you say? Braylon Allen, the guy from
Yeah.
Wisconsin? Yeah.
Is he
Hey.
from? No.
Yeah.
Beast.
Wisconsin. He plays in Wisconsin. Yep.
Yep.
Let me Stanley Wilson in the building again. Do 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 do.
Oh.
Stanley Dub in the building, late in the game again. Hey, bro, we appreciate it. So, yes, I've seen Braylon Allen. Yes. Dude is huge. Okay. You know one thing else about Braylon Allen, man, that folks might not realize? He's young, bro. He's only 19 years old, bro. So, they're saying he might go pro. You got a 19-year-old. This joke is Wisconsin. You can't go wrong with Wisconsin.
You can't at all, bro.
You really can't, man. You know what I mean?
At all, bro.
It's just a matter of where we want to draft a running back
Right.
if we want to do that. I think he won't be available based on where on our needs. Because again, we have a first round and second round pick. We don't need a running back. You know what I'm saying? That high. We don't. We would have to get a running back later in the draft. Fourth, you think it had to be later for me, man. He ain't gonna be. Braylon Allen won't be there. We don't need him, if you ask me.
Right. But I I wouldn't be mad at the pick because it's like you replacing Derrick Henry. I'm not saying he's Derrick Henry, but from a size perspective, you still need that 1-2. Because to be honest with you, Spears is not an every down back, but to get that good change up, man, I've seen him play. Dude is a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Number 0. Where's 0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, most definitely.
Now, dude was the best running back besides the Michigan running back. He was the best back in the Big Ten, man. Dude was a beast.
Captain Trips, you the most logical person out here. Listen, look what Captain Trips said. Draft them the best available player at this point. But we are going to bounce back next year. So you can do that when your team is at a 75% capacity of being complete and at a 75% capacity of making the playoffs. So you almost on a Super Bowl where you can do that. Like that's how the Steelers stay good. That's how the Ravens stay good. That's how the Rams. Have you seen the Rams? They GM knows how to draft. That joker is cold at drafting. Okay, so they know how to retool and restock. I think that's the thing that I thought John Robinson was going to do. I thought he was going to restock this roster each year, and he 2020, man, he just ran out of a product, man. He just ran out of it all the way. And I think once we get to a level we can restock, we good, but we just don't have that right now.
Bro, that's a hell of a breakdown, bro. I agree with everything you just said, bro. Everything. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So
Yep.
We
need
speed.
We need speed. We need speed. I was gonna say we'll go by 2 more questions, y'all.
Yep, that's cool. We need speed. We need speed bad. Like, let me see. Here we go. DeAndre, that's a great question, man. Drake coming through with the questions today, man. All right, I see you, bro. He said, if you can bring back one offensive player and defensive player from my glory 90 days to plug and play with the squad, who would it be? That is a hell of a question. Go ahead. We're gonna do it like we usually do our show. I'm gonna let you do the offense, and then I'll come back, and then I'm gonna do the defense, and then you come back. That's cool.
Okay, so I do the offense, and then you do the offense, and then I do. Okay, gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, so you do your offense. You say your offense player first, and I say mine, and you know how we do it. You know how we run it.
All right. Who would I bring back on offense? Man, I say Chris Johnson, man. I say CJ2K, dude. Prime CJ2K in this league right now, the way things are, CJ2K will be a problem. Prime CJ2K will be a problem. I mean, you got the Eddie Georgia, Steve McNairs, and those guys. Shout out to them. I'm bringing CJ2K in this offense. You know what I'm saying? I damn near want to say Bruce Matthews, man. I might change my answer, man. We need linemen, dog. Chris Johnson gets stuffed in the hole just like everybody else. So I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say Bruce Matthews, bro. What about you, Jacques?
Damn, man, because I was gonna say Chris Johnson too.
Okay.
I'm going to be hot, Brad Hopkins,
Okay.
because
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with the offensive line too, bro. Brad Hopkins, if I can bring him back, that you talking about solidifying your offensive line. And people, if you're not old enough to see those players play, they were amazing. They were amazing. So you got Bruce Matthews, I got Brad Hopkins. Okay. So next we're gonna go defense. All right. So let me see. And he says you can bring back no, Glory Days and plug and play with this squad that we got now. So on defense, let me see. I got two players in mind.
Okay.
But I know we need some help somewhere. So I'm going to bring back Mr. Samari Rowe. Okay. Mr. Samari Rowe.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna bring back Samari because of the fact that we need help on the outside. Yep. You plug him in this day and age with his speed, his length, his height. Man, who's yours?
I like the Samari role. I really like the Samari role. On defense, man, golly, Samari role would probably be mine. But let me think of somebody different. I might go with prime Albert Hainsworth, man. I mean, I like Javon Curse for sure.
Yeah, I like
on
too.
the end, but I think we got good defensive ends. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And so if you pair Albert Hainsworth with Jeffrey Simmons, oh my God, you might not get 2 yards rushing, right? Literally. And you might have more sacks because they would involve so many offensive linemen to try to block them. And your two with Danico Autry and Harold Landry and them and Arden Key would act the clown, bro. Give me Albert Hainsworth. Shout out to Albert Hainsworth doing the show for us 2 years ago. Shout out to him.
Yes, shout out to Albert, man. But he has that dog in him. Albert was mean, bro. When he stepped on that dude's face. Yeah, he stepped on that dude's face. Yep. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. Sometimes you need that, but man, that's a hell of a question, bro. Hey, that might get the question of the day right there because that's solid, man. That's solid. Yeah. That's solid.
Yeah, man.
That's a hell of a question.
All right.
We'll go
one more.
Yep. Let me see. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
We'll go one more question, y'all.
He says Cursor, Hainsworth, Samari Rowe. I see Prime. Boy, Prime CJ2K, boy.
Yep. Got a block.
Man, him and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I know. Ooh.
Man, him and Derrick Henry. Bro, we ain't got to throw the ball at all.
Yeah.
Home run threats. Come on, man.
We got a block. You're right, though. Got a block, though. Got a block.
Yeah.
Got a block.
Yeah, because he had a hell of an offense. So Marvin said Blaine Bishop. Let me see. Only problem with Blaine was he was a smacker. He'll smack the hell out of you. The problem is you can't play like that in this league now. And Blaine was okay in coverage. He wasn't the best in coverage, but he was okay. But he would come down and lay the hat on you fast.
Yeah, he would.
So okay, hold on. Here we go. MH VACR. He said his Burks a bust. Hawk, is he a bust?
You know the little joke they talk about EYES. You take the E off that, and what do you have? The answer is yes, bro. Yes, he is a bust. He is. Can he turn it around? Yes, he's got a lot of ways to do that. I hate, and I'm not putting the AJ Brown situation in the culmination here. I'm not putting that in there. I'm not adding the AJ Brown argument in the bust question. I think he is, and I think more than anything, bro. Next year, he's going to have to, because they'll bring him back for one more year. He's contractual there for next year. Yeah, he's a bust. He's a bust. He's first round pick, man. He out there getting 20 catches a season, bro. His injuries have been very unlucky. I hate that for him. He's had some unlucky situations, but let's not act like he couldn't make that catch yesterday either, right? Let's not act like he has made drops out there when he has been on the field, right? He's a bust, absolutely. What about you, Jacques?
So I'm going to say it like this. And when we use the word bust, I come from a different generation when I hear bust. Ryan Leaf was a bust. Jamarcus Russell was a bust. And they played in the league fairly for a while. They got a second stint with a couple of teams. When I think of bust, I think of your whole career, right? I think career-wise. As a Titan, yes, he's a bust. For his career, I don't think. I think if you put him in a situation with a better scheme and a better offense and they use him how they used him in Arkansas, I think he'll be a decent player. Not saying he'll be a great player, but I think he'll be a decent player. So for me personally, from a Titans perspective, yes, he is. But we know when ex-Titans leave the Titans and they go somewhere else, they don't become busts. They actually become pretty good and they stay healthy and they use them right and everything like that. So I'll tell a team that I think he should go to, because I don't think the Titans continue. I don't think he should continue here, to be honest. Thinking they need to cut their losses and do what they got to do. I think he should go to Green Bay. Originally, Green Bay wanted him, or go where Aaron Rodgers wanted him, because I remember Aaron Rodgers was talking about trailing. Go to Green Bay with you fit the scheme better, because I think schematically he just don't fit it here. He's not fast. He's big, but he's not fast, right? I look at DeAndre Hopkins. When he runs his route, they're very crisp. They're on point. So Titans bust? Yes, he's a Titans bust all day. Career-wise, I don't know. He needs to go somewhere else and figure it out and just try to get a fresh start.
Okay. All right.
Just different
perspective.
Well,
hey, yeah, for sure. Well, hey, folks, we want to say thank you all, man, for doing the pure, uncut live chop up. You know what I mean? We can have some more of these shows as well, too. You know what I mean? You know, we have the breakdown of the Texans-Titans game that'll show in about an hour. Y'all can check that out as well. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We appreciate the live chats, man, getting the year started off right as well, man. We hope that you all appreciate it. You know that we keep you all involved for sure. We are still on Bleacher Report. We got plenty of shows to do on Bleacher Report for 2024. You can check us out there. You know we're on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. We're on we're out here. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. You name it. We're in those internet streets, man, for sure, man. I'm excited for 2024, man, for sure.
Most def. And again, hey, thank everybody for always supporting us, watching the show, giving us love, super chats, man. It's all this goes back into the show, man, so we can try to bring y'all the best content that we can, man. And again, happy 2024. If you ain't got your goals written down, write them goals down and try to achieve them goals for 2024. Unlike the Tennessee Titans, they don't have their goals written out yet. So, hey, man, we're going to continue. Like you said, the Bleach Report show is on later, so go check that out for our breakdown of the Texans game yesterday, and we're going to come on to these stupid kitties and Jag kitties, and hopefully we can try to get a win, but I don't know. But anyway, Hulk, take us out, brother.
All right. Wait, we hope you all have a great rest of your day. You can check us out on Bleacher Report and YouTube January 8th. Check us out. We'll be out there, man. Hey, let's get it in, man. As we always say and as we always do. Facts.
No paper.